What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Kneading Art channel. Today I'm going to try to make the quickest tutorial I can do off the top of my head, no ideas, just throw it together, of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3, which goes down Saturday. So I have this file and I created it at 2000 by 2888 pixels, resolution 300. So let's go ahead and get started and see what we can come up with. So grab my Fury, probably gonna have to resize this. So we're gonna go ahead and hit Control T. If you have a Mac, I'm not sure what that is, but on PC it's Control T. So we're just gonna resize him. That's good for now. So I can get rid of this. Now let's open up Wilder. And again, I'm gonna have to resize him. So we can hit Control T, move this down here, and just start to resize until he kind of lines up, and then we're going to rotate him a bit so he kind of lines up with Fury here. Still a little too large. And I mean, I guess this is okay for now. I mean, we'll rock with that. I'm going to go ahead and convert him to a smart object. And I'm just going to go ahead and double tap here and write Fury. And I'm gonna double tap here, Wilder. You can probably hear my pug in the background. So what? He lives here. You're gonna have to deal with it. All right. So I have this little image I got from Pexels. It's just like a little water stock. We're just gonna toss this behind them, convert that to a smart object for now, and we're gonna expand this and kind of center that like that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make this not like the official one that's out, I'm gonna go ahead and Control T, flip horizontal, and I'm gonna make him a little smaller. And this is similar to a poster I did of them, except like I don't know where I'm going with the background or anything, but this is a similar layout that I did on mine. So now I'm gonna bring Wilder here and just gonna kind of put him up here. And then I'm going to bring Fury up here so I can get the sizing right on this. And you'll see where I'm going. So we're gonna hit Control T again, and we're just gonna try to get this right. Hit Control T. So we can select them both with Shift, and then we can hit Control T so that, so it looks better. It's more centered. And it kind of fits in this design here. Okay, so I'm cool with that. And I'm gonna bring Fury up, or Wilder up here, and I'm gonna add a layer mask. So I'm gonna make sure that my color is black. Let's see what we want, a soft round brush, okay? And we can make that brush a little bit bigger, and we can just kind of paint over him like so. And then we can do the same for Fury. So now we kind of got their heads like this. And I'm cool with it looking like this for now. All right. So we're gonna bring them down a little bit, and I'm gonna get rid of this. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play around with the blend modes, okay? So let's see here. Do we want to do color dodge? And then if I duplicate this and I change this to like, no, I don't like that. All right, like I said, this is just off the top of my head. I don't know where I'm going with this. So I'm gonna change this to normal, okay? I'm gonna go to camera raw filter. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the clarity up to 55, the texture up to 20. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for Wilder. I'm gonna go to camera raw filter. And so now we got those effects applied. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up hue saturation. I'm gonna clip it, create a clipping mask, and I'm gonna clip it to Fury. I'm gonna click colorize. I'm gonna bring up my saturation and try to match the background. And then I'm gonna duplicate this layer by hitting Control J. I'm gonna bring it up and I'm gonna clip it to Wilder. But since Wilder's skin tone is darker, we need to raise the lightness a little bit and maybe turn down the saturation. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go into this layer mask that's already on the hue saturation file, and with black I'm gonna paint over his eyes so it starts to reveal that natural eye color. Yeah, and then I'm gonna do the same to Tyson Fury. And I'm gonna add a layer underneath these guys, like underneath the hue saturation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go under here and I'm just gonna do black and white. And then I'm gonna do the same here. Black and white. Okay, now that we have that, I can bring down this hue saturation a little bit. Let's try like 75. Bring that down to 75. And I'm gonna go ahead and I have these other images from Pexels, and let's try this one right here. And what can we do here? Let's go ahead and bring the saturation on this down all the way. Bring the lightness down a little bit, and then let's just play around with it till we get something that we like. As you can hear my pug starting to, I'm actually gonna try to invert this. We can bring this underneath them. That's cool. Now I'm gonna bring it above them, above the fighters, the boxers, whatever you wanna call them. I'm gonna turn this to black and white, and I'm going to just play around with the effects a little bit, see what we like. I don't really like that too much. Like I said, I'm not sure where we're going with this, so we have it at soft light right now, and maybe I'll use it. Maybe I'll bring down the levels of this so I can click levels and I can make it darker just by playing with these sliders a bit. And then I can create a clipping mask onto Wilder, and I can duplicate this and I can create a clipping mask onto Fury and kind of see how that looks. So now that I only have it on the fighters, what I can do is I can click multiply, and that'll kind of create this cracked look. But again, we're gonna delete those, okay? So we tried that. I didn't like how it looked. And again, I'm gonna lower this saturation a bit to 70. Now we have this other texture that I grabbed from Pexels, and I'm gonna just bring it here. Gonna bring the saturation down, and we're gonna click screen, and then I'm gonna click screen, I'm gonna go to adjustments, levels, and I'm gonna bring the gray out of this. Bring the white up, bring the gray out, bring the blacks in. So we have this here. And then I'm gonna bring this back and make it bigger, turn down the saturation, and I'm gonna invert it. And then now I'm gonna go to multiply. No, I don't need that. So I like what we have here. I'm gonna add a layer mask here though, okay? and we're gonna just brush around spots that we don't want. Like, so I don't want that in his eye. I don't want that over here. I'm cool with where it is, like how it's right there. And now we can start adding some text. So I'm not sure what, just go ahead and start with some text, okay? So 72, we're not using this font. Let's try Anton. Let's type Fury underscore Wilder, or enter, not underscore. Then we want to click this here, and we want to make sure that we got everything looking correct. Space that a bit, and then we can just drag this up. I have it at an angle. I have the text at an angle right now. And let's go ahead and grab the text tool again and type 3 and free transform that so we can resize it. And now you're like, oh, it looks kind of silly. Why does it look like that? Okay. Because we need to change the color, but I just wanted my placement to be better. So I'm not stuck on this color, but I'm just doing it for the sake of this tutorial. Okay, I'm rocking with that for now. So we got that. Now let's type some more stuff. Let's make sure that text isn't slanted. Let's bring the size down to like 30. Let's type World Heavyweight Championship. And we can even make this text smaller. So we'll go ahead and make this text like size 18. Let's turn the kerning up a bit. And I'm gonna change this to white. And I spelled world wrong because I'm slow. And then I'm gonna rotate this text, free transform, rotate it a bit. Cool with that. And then we can put like the date or the arena, whatever you want to put. So I think this is this Saturday, and this Saturday is Saturday, October 9th. So I'm just gonna type Sat October 9th. And obviously I want this to be white, so I'm gonna bring this down here. I'm gonna start resizing the text. And I'm not making this perfect by any means, because I'm just trying to get something out, to be honest, for this. So something out before the fight. So I can turn this up to 75 or 100. I mean, that's not even good enough. So, okay. I did 200. So I'm gonna go down here and tighten this up just a tiny bit. I'm cool with that. And then I believe this is at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna pull this text, all this text up. Like that. And then I'm gonna grab the type tool again. And white is my color. T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. just gonna rotate this a bit till it looks better. Then what I'm gonna do is type live on pay per view, and I'm gonna change this color to this color of this 3 back here, and I'm gonna drag this up and make this bigger, and then we're gonna move this underneath here, and I know it's not too visible now, but we're gonna fix that. We are going to fix that. All right, so I'm cool with that for now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new layer over here. I'm gonna grab my brush tool. I'm gonna make sure my color is white, and I'm going to use a powder brush. Sure, let's go with this one. And I'm just gonna click there, click here. I don't like that. So I'm gonna make my brush smaller. And just kind of click on the edges that I want this brush to be, and just mess with the angle a bit. So just mess with the angle like there. And I'm gonna come over here by Tyson Fury. Come down here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go above this text, and I'm going to grab a soft round brush, and I'm gonna select black. This is similar to the poster that I created, but I mean mine is better. I took more time. It's lightning based. It's a different color wave. Neither here nor there. This is a tutorial to show you guys how to make something like this. So I'm gonna make sure my opacity and my flow are down, and then my color is black, and I'm just gonna start painting underneath this text like this. I'm gonna make sure my brush is smaller, and I'm gonna create a new layer, and I'm just gonna drag it underneath this live on pay-per-view, like just make sure it hits underneath all these letters. That's the important part, is that it's hitting underneath like the words that are outside of the 3. And then I'm gonna select both of these, and I'm gonna lower the opacity a bit. And now for like some final touches, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna add this exposure layer right here. So I'm gonna click exposure, and I'm gonna come down, and I'm gonna drag this back a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit Control I to make this black, and I'm gonna zoom in on Tyson Fury's eye, and I'm gonna make this smaller, and I'm just gonna paint. I'm gonna make sure my opacity and my flow is up over his eye a bit, so we're good. We got his eye painted a little bit. Deontay's could use it a little bit, I guess. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a solid color layer, and I'm gonna make sure that it's blue, like this blue is fine. And let's try color dodge. You kind of got to play with it to see like what looks good, what doesn't. I mean, maybe color dodge would look good. I don't color burn. None of these are looking like the way that I want them to. So let's just try it. Control I. Then let's zoom in. We got a white brush. We need to make it smaller. No, I guess that's good. Then we can paint over here, and now we can mess with this blend mode and see like what looks good. Color dodge looks a bit too crazy. Soft light looks good. It's not like too out there. So then we can paint over here. Like it's not too crazy. So it's like subtle. Their eyes are subtly blue, and we could make that pop more if we wanted to. But I kind of just wanted to get this like done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this text in the group. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna merge all this together by hitting Shift Control E, I'm going to convert it to a smart object, and I'm going to go to camera raw filter. And I'm just going to, add some final touches. Kind of just, the finalization is always up to you, how you want to roll with it. What you think looks good, what you don't think looks good, stuff like that. And then we can just, see how it looks. I'm sure you guys can hear my pug. He's snoring up a storm. And now I'm gonna lower this opacity just a little bit. I'm gonna hide my text, and I'm gonna create another one of these. This time I'm gonna go to sharpen more to bring the sharpening up. Drop it to like 65%, and we're done. I'm cool with it. That's fine. I'm cool with that. It's just a quick little tutorial to show you how you could throw something together for this Tyson Fury versus a Deontay Wilder. And you could obviously, tighten up the text, but I just wanted to get something quick out for the fight this weekend. Let me know who you guys think is going to win. I think that Wilder really has a shot of knocking Tyson Fury out. He almost did it in the first fight, but he has to be level-headed. He can't go crazy. Otherwise, Tyson Fury is just going to piece him up and finish him if he's not... if he doesn't pace himself, if he's too excited, Tyson Fury is going to light him up. My money would be to bet, like if you're trying to make some money, I'm not a betting expert or anything. I would put money on Wilder by knockout. That's your best bet. But anyways, let me know what you guys think, who you guys think's going to win. If you like this tutorial, make sure you like, subscribe, go ahead and spread it, send it to all your friends. Tell me what you'd like to see in the future, etc., etc. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thanks, guys.